Hello, I'm annoyed. What a great way to start this video, right? This is all the positive vibe that you will be getting, the Christmassy vibe that you will be getting from me. We shan't be decorating Christmas trees on this channel. I do apologize, but you do get a sweater. This was not my choice. I did not choose this for myself. I got it as a gift, so I will wear it. Today was supposed to be a different kind of a day, and this was supposed to be a different kind of a video, but then I decided a couple of things. I did not decide that I was annoyed. I decided that I was gonna be in a good mood. However, that decision did not work out. I can tell you it did not really work out for me, and I will tell you why. First of all, I'm going to pour myself a bit of ginger tea. If you hear something's up with my voice, that's because I've been sick for 2 weeks. It was not COVID, it was some sort of like a strep throat, and I thought I was getting better for a moment, and then I overdid like on plant chores. When I say overdid, I mean like I worked from 8 a.m. until 4 a.m. Yes, that's how we overdo it here. Of course, next day I woke up and I couldn't really talk. And for several days I did sound like a velociraptor from Jurassic Park, or you know, the nun from The Conjuring, so no priests were available to help me out, so I had to resort to honey and some, what are the lozenges? I always forget, and of course teas and stuff, and you know, my voice is sort of back, and that's all I have to say about that. I really thought that I was not going to be able to record any videos until the end of December because it was really bad. That is absolutely way too hot. Ooh, I burnt my tongue a bit there. You are not my friend, Ginger. So today I was going to record a wish list video. I was actually going to do 2 separate wish list videos. One was going to be about all the other houseplants, like the regular houseplants, the non-Hoya houseplants that I would like to get in 2024. And the other video was obviously going to be Hoya wish list. And of course I do have like a list of plants that I would like to get. But then I thought, who cares? Who really cares about wishlist videos? I don't think you care. Do you care? I don't think you care. I really don't think you care. So I'm not doing that. I'm doing something else. It's sort of spontaneous, sort of not. You know, I did think about this for a bit. It's also not what I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be, you know, like a fun, cozy plant chore type of a video, but then I got irritated because, as you see, this window is empty. There are no plants here, and that's because my shutter is broken. This thing that you pull on the shutter, it's not a cord, it's like a ribbon, it almost completely tore apart, and the guy who installed the shutters was supposed to come and fix it this morning. So I removed everything. It took me 45 minutes to remove all the plants and to kind of clean up, make it look normal. I also had some prop boxes here. He didn't come. He didn't come in the morning, and then he kept postponing. Last time he was called, it was around noon, and he said he's coming in an hour, and then he shows up at 3 p.m. That is not in an hour, sir. So I got very irritated by that because I really wanted to start recording the video earlier in the day, but here we are. And also, I just think it's very disrespectful. I think if you can't come, tell me that you can't come. Also, I am the kind of a person, I don't know if any of you are like this. I'm sure you are, because I'm not unique, and this is not a unique experience, but if I have an appointment at a time in the day, I can't do anything else up until that appointment. And I mean anything. I can do some small chores that I know I can finish in half an hour, but like, will I go to the bathroom? Absolutely not. I will not go to the bathroom. I will not eat. I will wait for the appointment. If I have a dentist at 3, I'm not doing anything. Like, I will finish all my chores at 11, just hours before. I think that's normal, and if you don't think that's normal, I'm so sorry for you. I think you are wrong. Anyways, that's why I'm really annoyed. I don't know what else I wanted to say. I do have topics. I do have topics for discussion. Has my ginger tea chilled? Not because it's been a minute. I did not chill in a minute. Imagine that. We do have chores. I need to put everything back into this window. And that's one of the chores. The other one is we are going to pot some plants. Also, if I do end up changing, it's because it got way too hot. I'm already way too hot. This room is always too hot, if you ask me. It took me like 2 seconds to change my clothes because it really is too hot. I'm actually looking for my thermometer. It's probably in the tents. I am curious to find out what the temperature is. It's 23 in the tents and 70% humidity. That probably means it's also hot in the room, so I'm just gonna see. Also, my hair, I did get like a new haircut, which you may or may not have seen on Instagram. Let me just show it to you because my hair, it came undone anyways. Still didn't learn how to do the middle part, but this is not new. You know this, but it's like sort of a undercut here, and it goes all the way around. That's what's new. And some people thought when I posted that it should go higher. This is what I wanted. I might find like a link to the Instagram page of this guy where I saw this haircut, and he has gorgeous long blonde hair, and I just expected the same result with this. Suddenly that my hair will be slightly wavy, long and blonde. It didn't turn out that way, shockingly, but I like it. I'm gonna get my phone because I have some topics I want to discuss. What are my topics for today? I like how I wrote, being effing late, how dare you? I am doing nothing but waiting. This is just not a topic. That was just me being frustrated and typing on my computer. Also, I wrote, already famous people joining threads. I saw this thread today, and it was like an Instagram account. It was this dude who has like, I don't know how many millions of followers on Instagram, and he joined threads, and he's like, oh my gosh, 1 million followers in less than 24 hours. I'm so humbled. I'm like, oh, shocking. You already have a big following elsewhere, and you announced that you're also gonna be on threads and people followed. Shocking. I'm really in a sour mood today. So it is fatigue in the plant community. That's what we will be talking about. I still have no place for my tea. It's because I have so many plants. Where would normal people, oh, this is disgusting. Where would normal people put tea? It's a bit, for whatever reason, the ginger tea is a bit, what is the word in English? Bitter. It's a bit bitter. I don't know if that's a good sign. Oh my gosh, it's 23.3 already in the room. So that's quite hot. My hair, once again, keeps falling out of the bun. I think my hair will be lucky if I don't completely cut it today. That's how annoyed I am. So, fatigue in the plant community. This is something that I've wanted to discuss. Not just this, but like the changes in the plant community for quite some time. And it's very interesting to me as someone who creates content about plants. Let me just grab some plants. Okay. It's my Hoyaloki. It's pretty big. And 2 multifloras. You probably sense it too, that there is certain fatigue in the plant community. I don't think that people dislike plants, but they're not really interested so much in plants, which is fine. Hobbies change, people change. That's all okay. What I find intriguing here from the point of someone who creates content about plants is, how does the future of this work? Because I think we were like really obsessed with plants and plant content in the, years of the plague, which by the way still is. In the 2020, 2021, everyone was so obsessed about plants, and I think I see from like a lot of creators that it's really, really, really dropping this interest in plants. And I do think that we are also somewhat to blame. I think that the plant content never really adjusted, and I don't think it should have been what it became. These endless hauls and wish lists, and I also made wish list videos and hauls and etc. I think what plant content should have been, perhaps maybe incorporating it into lifestyle content. And I think there are creators who did that really, really well. I think Benji Plants does this really well. I think Fern does this really well, just to mention a couple. I don't think I did it really well. I think, obviously I created botanical videos on Hoyas. Who cares, all right? No one cares. I mean, I know that some people care. I like put myself in a niche within a niche. Where was I going with this? I think I had a point. I need to get a towel. I'm so sweaty. I don't actually know where I was going with that, but I just noticed this lack of interest in plants. But it's interesting to me that the lack of interest in plants coincides with the market prices dropping. And I do think there is like this oversaturation of plants that used to be rare on the market. I mean, Spirit of Sanctity is going to be like $50 next year. Not so much with Hoyas. I think Hoyas have kept, a lot of their price has been kept. And, a lot of these Hoyas, I have been saying for a while, these silver Hoyas are not that rare. I think a lot of the Hoyas that are actually rare, that are actually collector's items, have kept their price really well. I'm not talking about the inflated price, Hoya undulata, I paid for it in 2020, $60. It's still $60 or 50. I'm not really sure how much the price has gone up in the meantime. I'm not looking at the inflated prices, but I don't think that Hoyas have lost a lot of their value, but it's actually also not about the value. What interests me here is sort of the future of the plant community and the plant content. Let me grab another plant. Just one, don't overdo it. And I don't know if people are fatigued because of the price drop. I do think that a lot of people are sort of disappointed. So many people made these investment plant videos, and I always thought they were a bit silly because I never looked at them truly as an investment. But, you know, I'm not also blaming anyone who did. That's perfectly fine. You know, it's your money. You can definitely look at it as an investment. I am so annoyed with the soya. I want to cut it. But the market has turned so quickly, especially this year, that I don't really think true investment plans exist, at least that are available to us, because it just everything drops in price so drastically. And I'm honestly not complaining about that. I'm not complaining here about anything. I'm actually interested in some feedback as to what do you think. Ow, I just ran into my dehumidifier. What do you think is the future of plant community? That is what I'm interested in. I don't remember where this was. I think here. May not have been there. The botanical videos that I used to do are fun. They were fun for me to make, but there is sort of a problem with them because you can't make every single Hoya interesting. Not all of them have backstory, and that backstory may not be interesting to so many people, right? And this may sound harsh, but the point of this, the point of, you know, someone turning on their camera and deciding to make YouTube videos is so people watch. Shocking, right? I mean, like, if you are becoming like an actor or an actress or whatever, you don't do it so you would perform to no one, right? Also, another problem with those botanical type videos, and sort of why I'm reluctant to make more, is it is easy to make a mistake. Information changes all the time, and something that you say in 2020 may no longer be true in 2022 or 3 or whatever. And no one looks at the date. Then people come after you and say that you spread misinformation when in reality that was the information that was available to you. And unfortunately, in many cases, deleting a video, this may sound, again, for some people who don't do this might not like how this sounds, but deleting a video is not really an option, you know, not after you put 20 hours into making a video. You don't want to delete it. It also reflects really negatively on your channel. YouTube doesn't like that. I think if I were deleting videos every time I said something that later ended up not being true because of the information available at that time, to me, there would be no videos left. I think we are going to change the angle. Let me just close the shutters so the creepers don't creep in. This Hoya needs to be started over. It's going to be a topic for a different video. That may or may not be a good angle. So we're going to do some repotting here. Where is my disgusting tea? I absolutely have no idea where I am at in my monologue. First of all, it's a lot of my backside in this video. That's the title, official title, Thoughts with a Lot of Back. That's how I will name it. I don't think I should put that in the tea. What is this trash? Why have I put trash in there? Just more tea. I know that no one really cares about, you know, some of the topics that I'm mentioning here, but I care, which means I will talk about them because I just don't really want to make videos about stuff I don't care about, that I don't care watching myself. That's why I didn't really want to make the wish list, because I don't know when was the last time I have seen a wish list video aside from my own when I had to edit that. I just cannot remember when was the last time I willingly watched someone's wish list video. So I don't even know why I thought that was going to be a fun idea. Back to this fatigue and overwhelm. I do think a lot of people, I think this sort of growth that not just the plant community, but like horticulture, I guess, had in general, was not normal. It was inflated in many ways, not just when it comes to prices. I think in many ways it was inflated, and right now there's just such a saturation of everything. You can get anything you want on the market very easily, and I think for some people that is why this whole thing has lost its charm, its luster, whatever. But I do think for some people it's just genuine overwhelm, because taking care of plants is hard. It's also very easy to spiral out of control and buy way too many plants. Hello, we've seen that happen. I still do it. But I also do see new people coming all the time. Actually, my friends, my personal friends from like real life. One of my friends, I remember we used to live together back in 2016 when we were going to university, and we, by circumstance, had like a giant hibiscus in our apartment that the owner had there in a couple of really neglected dracaenas and zamioculcas. And I remember one time I was making a terrarium for one of my friends as a birthday gift. I was like, oh, it's so cute, I want to make one for myself. And she was like, no, don't you dare. You're not putting that in the apartment. Now she wants to get more plants for herself, and I think that's cute. She actually wanted a cutting of my Jerry horn, which I did remove from my room. It's just a bit too much. I did leave a Epidemicsound, but I will work on this angle so it still looks nice. I do understand that some people may not be happy with how this looks currently, but anyways, not the point of this video. The point is seeing my back. Yeah, I think one of the reasons people left is because of the overwhelm. It's just too many plants. I do know that COVID had some implications as well. You know, a lot of people were working from home and now they're not. I still think a lot of people do work from home. I think that changed for a lot of people. I think a lot of people do blame it on COVID, that, you know, the prices went up so high and then came crushing down. I don't really think it's that. I think it was like a trigger, but it's not the main reason. I don't know. Because even before that, people were, you know, the millennials were getting into plants slowly, more and more and more. And I remember because pre-COVID, I think 2019, Summer Rain already had a channel that was, you know, kind of big. Because I think around that time I opened my Instagram and I was like already thinking about making my YouTube videos. Actually, I'm gonna look when I started my Instagram. And it's like in 2019, in September of 2019, when I made my first post on my Instagram. I will need to melt some cups. So I might start heating this up already, and I will forget about that, and then we will burn the house down, as one shouldn't. I showed this on Instagram. This is so sexy. This is Hoya that I think has a flower similar to Hoya fungi. I got it under the name Hoya species from Lai Chau province, I think, or forest. I will have to look that up, and it's from Vietnam. I mean, that's 30 centimeters of a leaf there. She is pretty huge. And then I, of course, couldn't just buy one cutting because I'm not a sick person. I'll get two. We will pot them together. I might just pot it in a normal pot. I do have these, which I also think will be small. So I might just go ahead with the 15 centimeter. Yeah. That will give us enough time, enough space. That looks fine to me. Because I also want to put a trellis right away, and like I do fully intend to let this Hoya grow a lot. Like the trellis I have prepared for it is absolutely insane. Do let me know your thoughts on the plant content. I do think people are a little bit tired of it. I do think there was a lot of recycling of the same ideas. I think plant chores are fun. I think plant chores, chatty plant chores are fun. I know some people don't like videos where you talk a lot and they really want you to give them the information like you are some sort of like a botany teacher or whatever, which I understand. I used to think that's what videos should be, plant videos should be, but I have changed my mind. Maybe it could be both. A bit of that, a bit of this. To be quite honest with you, I don't really watch plant content anymore. It's been a while since I watched a plant video. I do watch still some channels, but if it's only going to be about plants, I'm really not interested because I see them every day, all the time. I'm interested in reading the publications and learning stuff like that. That is interesting to me still, but I'm not so interested in making videos about this stuff. I don't want someone to say one day, oh, Miro, he makes a lot of mistakes. Look, he was wrong here, 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 and here. Not understanding that, you know, this information changes. I mean, for example, we were saying for a long time, there is no Hoya Kentiana. It all should be Hoya Waiati. And now that is no longer true. Now we are saying they are all Kentiana, and maybe not even that, maybe Hoya inconspicua. I think I will still make highlight videos, not highlight, spotlight videos like the one I did for Hoya medinillifolia. Let's spot the first Hoya. I don't think we're going to cut some Hoyas today. I think this is going to be enough because I feel like I've rambled a lot. And I think I'm going to put this in pure cocoa husk. And I also hear from like a lot of people who do follow me and who are, you know, my friends and some of people who are on my Patreon, that they also don't really watch plant content anymore. By the way, I over buffered this cocoa husk. I do think there is obviously still room for this to be educational, but essentially this is entertainment. This is entertainment. I'm not a botanist, unless, imagine if I enrolled university again and got a botany degree. And then to those people who like to make content shaming plant influencers for talking about plants, how dare you without a degree? And then I get a degree. Well then, I am that B word. I'm gonna put a bit of slow release fertilizer. Oh, but they cannot stand by themselves. I think I will join them here with a bit of Velcro. Use your teeth. This is one of the situations where it is okay to use your teeth. There are many situations where it's okay to use your teeth, Miro. Men have been lying to you. Okay. This is the It's a bit big. It's a bit big. I am a bit... You know what? I do think I'm going to use the small one first. Even though the small one is ridiculously... I mean, it's not ridiculously small. It's a normal size. But I'm going to put this first, and then we are going to do the big one in, you know, hopefully several months when this grows big enough. I am going to finish with the next two because I am once again getting slightly irritated. I do not live alone, and some people just do not understand silence is needed for a video. So we have two more. I initially wanted to split this into 3 cuttings, and I don't understand why I didn't. I actually don't think I want to do this here. I do think I want to put it in a larger pot. But I think in this one, even though it is, again, going to be way too small very quickly, what would we do if not create problems for ourselves? Also, the leaves are kind of filthy. They have this, I don't really know what is it that people, some of these people treat their plants with. I do think it's like some sort of like systemic residue or something. It's really hard to get rid of even when you wash the leaves. I'm going to try to clean them once again with some distilled water, potentially a bit of alcohol or something like that, to see if that gets it off. If not, maybe, I don't know how lemon juice would work. I don't think it would be a bad idea, but it's just really annoying. Anyways, this is Hoya fungi, and this is a Hoya fungi that has a white flower with a yellow center. That's this clone. I don't think there are many photos of the flower of this one. It is very beautiful. I got it from a lady from Hungary, but she is, I think, from Vietnam. And amazing Hoya. The previous one is also from her, and one more is also from her. And I do have a Hoya fungi which looks wonderful, beautiful. It's prettier than this one when it comes to leaves. I will probably show you in the B-roll if I'm not too lazy to record that. But the leaves I think are nicer than this one. I will share more of my thoughts about plants and plant collecting in the future videos. And hopefully, you know, you will stay tuned for that. And of course I will. I always want to tell people how to grow their plants. You know, that sounds like I want to no, I didn't mean it like that. I do like to share my experience, and I will continue to do that. Like, there definitely will be plant content, but there might be, you know, a bit of this, and I think that's fine. And maybe one time I will just bake a cake or something like that, or I don't know. I don't think we will review movies and talk about celebrity gossip, because I don't really care. But maybe something else. No, you need a trellis right away. So that's something that I don't have. I don't want to use another trellis on her. I do have only one more of these bamboo trellises, so it's very hard to find them. I think my friend got them in Hungary, actually, when she went there. So, you know, Hungarians, supply me with trellises. I really should have cut it and rooted these. It would be nicer to start with 3 cuttings in a pot, but I don't want to root anymore. They've been in water, and I don't like rooting in water. Water evaporates, and it's like more work for myself. And the last one is, what I got is Hoya MH130. I did look into MH as an accession number. I didn't find many information. If there are people from Vietnam looking, if you can tell me if you know who MH is. I did ask this lady, she doesn't know what MH or who it stands for. This was sold as Affinity Meredithii or New Meredithii. I don't think that's the case. I think this is similar to Calistophylla, similar to, or Calistophylla, or to plants in the Finlaysoni complex. It has like a purple vein on the back that is very prominent. And then you can see, maybe you can't see, maybe I will need to do some additional footage of the leaves. It's nice. I don't know why I got it, because I'm not buying any more veiny Hoyas. At least I'm trying not to get any more of those, but you know. This one snuck in. Actually, on my wish list that I didn't make, the video that I didn't make, there were no Hoyas with veins. No variegation, no silver, no splash. Not that I don't want to get those, but I really wanted to make a video about a rare Hoya species that I wanted to get. And, you know, one of my future videos is going to kind of be about that. Some future plans when it comes to collecting Hoyas specifically. I do want to get some other plants in the future that are not Hoyas, but I am a Hoya collector. Honestly, the others are just gonna be fillers. And something to look at when I, you know, don't necessarily want to look at Hoyas, which is a lot. I really want to look at Hoyas a lot. I do have more cuttings to pot, but I am running out of batteries, so I'm not going to do that. One day I will, you know, fix my battery situation so my camera can run indefinitely, and then you're screwed, to be quite honest with you. Then it's gonna be like 5-hour videos of me just talking until I completely lose my voice. That is what's in the cards for you in 2024. I should just have a podcast, like with a video. I don't think it would be a very good podcast because I would lose train of thought quite a lot, but that's what you get. Imagine what it's like for people who are friends in my real life. Whew. Poor bastards. Anyways, that is all for today. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe and to give it a thumbs up and give me your thoughts in the comments. I would like to read them. Even if I don't reply to them, I read them. You are in my thoughts. If you want anything specific to discuss or to be discussed in the videos, let me know. It can be Hoya related, it doesn't have to be. I'm just gonna say I'm not going to do deep dives. I remember one comment before, and I thought it was funny to the person who wrote this. Please don't be offended, but someone wanted me to do a video on Acanthostema section, and it made me laugh because that's just an incredible amount of work to make a video on the Acanthostema section, especially because there is a lot of work being done there. And it's just a minefield. It's a minefield. I don't think in a year I would be able to make that video until everything is sort of sorted out. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the expertise. You can find all the information online because a lot of this information is not online. It's in between the botanists, the talks, and between the, you know, amongst themselves, what is going to happen in terms of reclassification of some of those plants. So I'm not going to make those types of videos because I don't want to make anyone's lives harder. I don't want to put misinformation out there that later is going to be difficult to debunk. I do think that I will like set my goal for next year to make like 4 videos that are really gonna be rabbit holes. I don't know where I was in the process of signing off, but have a great day. And you know, my voice will return soon, so it will sound less sexy than it's sounding now. I'm sorry, we will get back to that high-pitched voice probably. I will see you soon in the next video, which is probably going to be a whole lot like this. It's gonna be a lot of chores. I promised you a lot of chores, and I'm going to deliver a lot of chores. I would like to take some time to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. Massive shout out to my $5 patrons. My 3 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Amber Clear, Anne Margaret Moen, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, and C. Aspen Drake, Betsy, Bougie Panda, Brett Noble, Catherine Molina, Christy Claire Cola, Colleen Coyle Levi, Daniela Danube Daniels, Daria Kaminska, Dili Heredia, Diane Sikorsky, Dipanjali Rao, Erin Keenan, Farah, Gina Geise, Go Green Tropical, Heather Uppingham, Hoji Scott, Hoya Heather, Jamie Arsenot, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chia, Johan Bayer, Hjort Larsen, Jovan Denot, Kara, Catherine P, Casey Gross, Kelly Koo, Kelly Gallagher, Kelso, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, Leplan de Steph, Lisa Marie MPLS, Lori J. Revert, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Marcelina Novosatsky, Mario West, Mars B, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michael Curley, Michelle Heron, Nicole Ferranti, Mirka Grun Roos, Moa Edmond, Nelly Yang, Niha Basso, Neely Spicer, Nicole Moreau, Nicole and Caleb of Schleef Tropicals, Nina Nguyen, Nita Macy, PJ Plan Druid, Rachel Peterson, Robin L. Jennings, Robin Ross, Salome Adal, Sandra Cornelius, Sherry Kumar, Stephanie H2O, Tessa Martins, Tia B, TJW, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Wendy Foreman, Wendy Rossman, Ksenia Green, Youth of the Walamut, Zordarama, and Zlokobniponi. A big thank you to my $3 patrons: Andy H, Angelina Farnham, Brenda Little, Kilone Constance, Catherine Parsons, Lindsay Ann, Lisa Halling, Nella Nerdy Kathy, Syke, Zara, Ringlov, Tang, Watana Surya Cool. And a thank you to my $1 patrons: 1 anonymous patron, Alice Borrelin, Brandon Pacheco, Carrie, Christina Greengrass, Couture Helvetica, Ida W, Amelia Bronson, Joanna Pearson, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Lauren M, Lori Ann Supermanium, Luzman Fernandez, Neely Spicer, Olivia Chinmuller, and Tracy the Eyebuller.